Today I want to talk about something that's been weighing on me lately. And I have a feeling that a lot of you are going to relate to this. Have you ever been in a conversation with someone where it feels like you're just there to be a part of the audience? They talk about their job, their drama, their weekend, their opinions. And the second there's a tiny pause or you try to share something about your life, they either glaze over or immediately steer it back to themselves. And, I'm done with that. In this video, I'm explaining why I'm actively choosing to avoid people who only talk about themselves and how I'm protecting my peace moving forward. If you've ever felt unseen or unheard in your relationships, stick around. Welcome to Approaching the 7th Floor, where the elevator's moving up and the view keeps getting better, and I've finally figured out a few things worth sharing. I'm Ellen, and I'm happily on my way toward my 70s. No rush, no panic, just a whole lot of life stacked behind me, and some pretty good stories, laughs, lessons, and surprises still ahead. I've realized that the best part of getting older is that there's so much good stuff to discover. Hit that subscribe button and let's ride these next floors of life together, and I can't wait to see you in the comments. So, just how do we spot these people? First, let's call it what it is. These aren't always bad people, but they're exhausting. And here are the biggest red flags that I've noticed. Number 1, they ask, "How are you doing?" But it's clear that it's just polite formality. They don't really care. And then they quickly jump into their own story. That you say, I'm actually going through maybe a tough time. And before you even finish the sentence, they've already said, "Oh, that reminds me of when that happened to me." Number 2, every conversation is a monologue about their life, their opinions, their problems, their wins, and their complaints. You feel like you're holding up a mirror for them to admire themselves. I've often said they're the heroes of their own story, or they're the victims of their own story. Number 3, they never ask follow-up questions about you. Not, how did that make you feel? Not, what are you thinking about doing next? Nothing. It's like your life is just background noise. And number 4, when you do share something exciting or important, their response is pretty minimal. And then they get right back to them. So let me know if you've ever dealt with this. And here's the truth about it. Real connection requires reciprocity. Friendship, even the casual ones, should feel like a two-way street. And when someone only talks about themselves, it sends a clear message. And even if they don't realize it, it sends a clear message that my life experiences matter more than yours. Over time, that makes you feel invisible, small, unimportant. And constantly giving your attention without ever receiving any in return can be emotionally exhausting. It's not about being selfish on your part to distance yourself. It's just about basic human respect. Everyone deserves to feel heard. So, I'm choosing differently now. So, here's some things I'm doing moving forward. I'm no longer pouring energy into one-sided relationships. If someone constantly shows that they aren't interested in me as a person, only in having an audience, I'm going to quietly create some distance. That doesn't mean I'm ghosting these people dramatically. It just means I'm investing my time and emotion and energy where it's reciprocated. Life's too short to be someone's unpaid therapist or ego booster. I'm choosing people who ask me how I'm doing and actually listen to the answer. People who remember what I said to them last time. People who are curious about my world too. And here's how I'm setting some of those boundaries. I shorten the conversations when they start to do the monologue. I'm not always going to be available when they need to vent. I'm going to say things like, I'd love to hear about that, but first let me finish what I was saying. And most importantly, I'm going to make more space for those friends who do show up for me. It's not rude, it is self-respect. So yes, that's where I am right now. I'm done feeling like an extra in someone else's story. And if this has resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Have you had to distance yourself from one-sided talkers? And how did it feel? Would you do it again? And if you are someone who realizes that you might do this to others sometimes, there's no judgment here. Self-awareness is the first step to bettering ourselves. And we can all get better at being more curious about the other people in our lives. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need to hear this, and please subscribe. This is my new channel, and I'd love to have you along with me. Thanks again. Until next time.